Hello, everyone. Welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. Bayern have apparently entered the race to sign Marc Guehi, the Ivorian England international centre back at Crystal Palace, who Liverpool spent months this summer transfer window pursuing, but ultimately the deal broke apart in the very last hours of the transfer window. Marc Guehi. Bayern do need a center back. Kim Min-jae is not reliable, and Jonathan Tah is a bag of cement. He sucks. Don't know why we signed him, or worse, paid extra money to have him come early for the Club World Cup. It just didn't make any sense to me. Jonathan Tah adds nothing to our team. Upamecano needs a partner, but now there's actually speculation over whether or not Bayern can keep Upamecano. Upamecano wants more money as well as a bigger signing bonus to stay for a few more years at Bayern, and clubs are coming for him, and Bayern are going to be competing to offer him a big salary as well as a signing bonus to get him to stay. It's an annoying situation because to me, Upamecano is a crucial part of our team, a must start, right? And he needs a partner, but it seems like he could leave, so we seem to be kind of angling to sign an Upamecano replacement, but also an Upamecano partner. Signing Guehi would be funny because Liverpool deserve to be embarrassed by us in the transfer window after embarrassing us with Florian Wirtz. That's just karma, right? We take a player they want because they took a player that we wanted. But anyways, that's pettiness. Marc Guehi would be a good signing for Bayern, but I'm going to be completely honest with you. I would rather have Nico Schlotterbeck. I think he actually suits us better. He's German, and he is just a more robust option. Guehi would bring a lot of intelligence. He's a very two-footed center back, so he can play on the left because Upamecano would play in that right center back position. Yeah, I think Guehi, he's 6 foot. Is he a commanding presence? To me, sure. I mean, his positioning and his intelligence as a center back are what makes him such a great player. But I'd prefer Nico Schlotterbeck. I think Bayern should actually focus on Schlotterbeck. And who's to say Guehi won't reject us for maybe Real Madrid or Barcelona? Apparently, they're also in that race, and Liverpool are losing out. Guehi has performed at a very high level, but so is Schlotterbeck to me. I think it's just a no-brainer. Schlotterbeck has 2 years left on his contract. Next year, he's going to look to leave. Dortmund won't have much leverage because he'll want to leave on a free if they don't sell him for a reasonable price to a club of his choice. The problem is there are also stories saying Real Madrid is Guehi's dream move, which is kind of annoying because Bayern want you, so you should be we should be your dream destination. But that's just modern football for you, man. Players have too many options. Look, the hot girl from your hometown would want you if there wasn't every NBA player in her DMs. That's the problem. So, I'm not saying Guehi's a hot girl. By the way, that's a vicious name. He must have gotten bullied in school. Guehi. I am immature. I know this. I understand. Let me know what you guys think, because to me, I think Nico Schlotterbeck is exactly the kind of player Bayern should be looking for. He is just German, and he's almost a perfect Delit. Blonde hair, blue eyes. I don't think he has a blonde head, though. No, I honestly, this is going to sound racial, but I think Bayern do need a white center back. No, like, think about it. Think about it, man. Every Bayern team that you have known had a blonde hair, blue eyed center back at some point. Okay? You can't just have a whole back line that looks like freaking a melting pot. Okay? We need blonde hair, blue eyes. Okay? We we need it. Delit was that player, Aryan Van Dyke. But he just didn't work out because this club just got impatient. And look, we're back in the center back market. We thought we could get rid of De Ligt and bring in Kim Min-jae, and now look at us. We look like idiots. Jonathan Tah has not shown himself to be a reliable player. I just don't feel comfortable with Tah on the ball. And not just on the ball, but in general. And look, there are a lot of center back options out there. You can go to Inter and try to convince Bastoni to leave Italy. That's hard to do, but you can. But to be completely honest with you guys, I don't want a center back that's that great on the ball. I want him to be specifically defense first. I could care less how good they are on the ball. As long as they can make a 2-yard pass, fine. But if they are just a rock defensively, I think that's what Bayern needs. You know, there's this modern trend where center backs have to play like midfielders and bomb into the midfield. No. Look, as long as they can make a pass that they see, I'm okay with that. If they defend like warriors, that's what we need. De Ligt had that. He was also good on the ball, and this club got rid of him. The only problem De Ligt had with me was he was injury prone. I miss you, Matthijs de Ligt, man. Oh, my warrior. This guy could bleed for us, literally and figuratively. And we got rid of him for what? To bring in Marc Guehi? Sorry. Kim Min-jae. Kim and De Ligt were here at the same time, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Kim Min-jae was just not a good transfer. It was bad profiling because Kim is a very instinctual defender. So is Upamecano. Two of those together just can't be a partnership. You need a defender that is conservative and more negative. Upamecano is a very positive defender. He looks to intercept. He looks to be aggressive. So he needs a partner that does the opposite. A partner that is risk adverse. Someone that just doesn't want to do too much. Kim Min-jae is similar to Upamecano in play style, except he's just not good at anything. He's not a good athlete like Upamecano is, so he's not able to bully people and run fast. He's very slow. Not as slow as some center backs, but he just doesn't move like that. Jonathan Tah ideally would be perfect for Upamecano because, Tah's a big guy. He likes to kind of stay deeper and win headers and mark players more intelligently. But Tah is just not that guy. He has the right idea of what he needs to be as a player, but just not the right execution. Essentially, Bayern need a Virgil van Dijk. And if I'm being honest, I wanted Van Dijk when Liverpool, kind of weren't sure if they wanted to give him a new contract. I think someone like Van Dijk should be scouted. Bayern should be looking for that center back who reads the game exceptionally well, is great in 1v1s in terms of just keeping his composure, and can slow down attacks so his teammates get in position. That's who Bayern need to get. Because we already have a gung-ho center back who gets in front of players and gets interceptions. Sometimes it works great. 80% of the times, Upamecano is unplayable. But that 20% is where he needs a partner that can give him that defensive solidarity. And I think, to me, that's Nico Schlotterbeck. So Bayern should, not just because of the race thing. No. Look, man. Well, Leimer is a defender at Bayern, and he is definitely Aryan. My goodness. But no, I do think we need a Schlotterbeck-esque defender. Yeah. Basically, we need to find Mats Hummels again. That's what I think. We need to find a Matt Hummels. And apparently Bayern were looking at Nico Schlotterbeck when he was at Freiburg. So, shouldn't really be Freiburg. I love saying that name. Freiburg. Yeah, we were looking at him, and then he went to Dortmund. And I think he probably didn't come to Bayern because we had too many options. We can also look to Leipzig, and Nab Castillo Luqueba, who to me is similar to Upamecano, but instead of being like a Kim where he's deficient in so many ways, he's pretty good. He's very good. And if Bayern want my opinion, a wild card would be Willy Orban. He's old, yes. What, he's 30 now? 32. But I think Willy Orban he'd be crazy. I want a player like Martin Hinteregger. I don't know why Hinteregger just decided to retire, but that was like one of my favorite defenders in the Bundesliga. Back when he was at Frankfurt, he was unplayable. He read the game so well. Ah, man. Oh, he still plays? Oh, okay. Just looked him up. Still plays. Yeah, or we can go to Spurs and try to get Van der Ven. And that should have been a player we went after. It's like we went after all the wrong guys at center back. We know exactly what we need, and we just keep getting these bums. It's annoying. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Let's see what happens. I don't like talking about transfers, but we're in the international break. So what else are we going to talk about? There's no games happening. So, yeah. Or we could probably do some international break talk. But, again, none of my favorite players are playing, you know. I don't watch Germany because Musiala is not playing. Who am I going to watch? Exactly. Mia, Sun Mia, and peace.